Do you remember this Asian broad, Miss Judy, from high school?
What it is, Vince? Yo, yo, yo. Yes?
What was her AOL screen name back then?
I think it was Me Love You Long Time. Yes, Me Love You Long Time.
Wait a second.
AOL.
They didn't even have AOL back then, okay?
Can we agree it's not a flattering term?
No, it's probably not flattering, but I've seen far, far worse.
Do you have a message for Miss Judy that I can convey to her?
Tell that fine ass Miss Judy, I want some Chinese takeout tonight.
Really did not sound like that at all. What the hell? I mean, how stereotypical. I mean, do you think
I don't know what your problem is. You white people don't understand how us blacks talk behind your back.
he did not talk like that? I mean, he went to Harvard.
What's that music in the background?
Oh, I'm sorry. My tiger kid has decided to practice piano. Let me shut the door. I'm sorry.
These Asians and their piano. You got to keep that big black thing close to your mouth, at least 3 to 4 inches.
God, whatever. Hey, Vince.
How you doing, Miss Judy? It's Tuesday. We're here to have some fun. We're here to lose your subscribers, lose your members. You were telling me earlier. How many members so far?
$2. You owe me $2.
So what did the member say?
Well, the member had said they were thinking of quitting because they didn't like you, and I keep having you on. That was the gist of it. It was a much longer message.
Has Ancestry.com ever sold one test in China?
I doubt it. They cater to Americans. Yeah. Well, let's get on with the show because, like I said, most people could care less about us and our personal lives and our past romantic history and stuff. Hopefully today is more focused on what everybody is here for, which is Dan Markel murder case stuff and true crime, maybe some legal stuff. But what are we going to talk about today?
The mediation and divorce proceedings going on right before Dan Markel was killed.
What is it you were asked to do in this case?
I was asked to review the documents I was given and to opine about whether this was truly a highly contentious custody case, essentially.
Why would your opinion about whether it was a highly contentious custody case matter?
Well, that's for somebody else to decide.
You're somebody that has vast experience with a ton of divorces. The parties only have experience with one divorce. Isn't the contentiousness in the eye of the beholder in the sense that to you it might not seem like a big deal, but to the parties it might be the most important thing in the whole wide world. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that?
Ms. Kappelman, Ms. Bailey, wait for the question, wait for the answer. Do not speak over each other.
Do you agree that a case, as a lawyer, might be routine, whereas to the parties it's the most important thing in the world?
To some degree.
And you communicate these things to your clients. Hey, this is no big deal. This is no problem. This is a bunch of gibberish. Do they always accept that?
Well, that's not the way I would present it, but...
Do they ever get upset about the gibberish? Gibbers hasn't beaten the Adelson family yet. Who's Gibbers?
Gibbers, she's referring to Danny.
And was Gibbers a name he went by or just something you called him behind his back?
Gibbers was a silly nickname that I gave him during the divorce proceedings when he was being pretty scary and threatening, and it kind of made me feel less scared of him.
Okay, so not something you called him to his face.
No.
But that was a word that was only used to describe him.
Yes, it was a nickname.
The offensive materials in the pleadings, regardless of whether or not it's going to impact their...
Linda Bailey, she was just paid to be an expert witness to evaluate and give her opinion about the whole divorce custody saga between Dan and Wendy. So she wasn't an actual attorney for either of them.
Are they claiming that Linda Bailey was somehow involved in representing either Wendy Jill or Dan Markel previously?
Linda Bailey was the mediator in Dan and Wendy's divorce case. And they had 2 very long mediations that still resulted in no settlement. So how could she then later get up on a stand and say that, no, it wasn't contentious at all? And this does make me feel like that's kind of unethical, because she was clearly involved in their divorce proceedings. It's just too bad that I don't think Georgia Cappleman and the state knew this stuff, perhaps.
The issue for me is if this expert if the expert was a mediator, then how can she be paid as an expert at this trial?
I don't know what the professional rules of conduct are, but it just seems to be a conflict of interest, because if you're the mediator, it's supposed to be confidential. You're not supposed to get in court and start talking about the case.
Do you find Linda Bailey attractive? Because I do.
Do we need to talk about this? Why?
No, I mean, it's important when we're talking about witnesses.
I don't think she's
There's
attractive,
something-
but what do I know? I mean, my opinion counts for nothing. So
I don't know. I find them very attractive for some reason.
she doesn't look anorexic, so I don't know
That's
why
true.
you find her attractive then. And didn't you
All
say you don't like bangs? You have something
I hate
against
bangs. Oh, yes. I wish there was a law against tattoos on women and bangs. I don't know if you're going to lose any of your audience here, but I
Okay.
just don't like either. But who am I to judge?
Yeah, I'm sure she could care less about what you think.
You're from a rich Taiwanese family. Your dad's a doctor. We need to get you a better microphone because the first portion of what you were saying cut out, unfortunately. But
Oh.
Miss Judy refuses to invest in a good microphone. She goes on eBay.
I'll get another one that's not on eBay.
You got to keep that big black thing close to your mouth, at least 3 to 4 inches.
God, whatever.
Their chance of
stop.
success in court. It can be emotionally charged, can it?
I would say annoying more than emotionally charged.
You would not say that divorce and child custody issues are emotionally charged?
They can be, but in this case, they weren't.
They weren't? How do you know?
From the pleadings, because I don't have 10,000
But you're
pages in
not-
front of me.
You're not in the mind of the people whose lives are impacted by these pleadings. It's not just about pieces of paper and a binder, is it? People's lives are impacted by the decisions that go on in court, which for you are routine. Would you agree?
In this instance, they reached agreement on all issues, so they had complete control of what was coming out of the court.
Ma'am, could you please answer my question? Are people's lives impacted in drastic
Judy?
ways by routine matters?
Who is that pretty girl? She's really pretty behind Georgia. Because I see her a lot on your channel and all, but I don't know all the players in your little world.
Fancy fiction back there. We met at Charlie's trial. She also drove me around to do the whole, Wendy's drive-by tour up to Mosaic.
Stalkers.
Her channel is called Fancy Fiction.
I think I should now take a bow by saying that Wendy Jill Adelson was not going to be arrested. She's not arrested. So I was 100% right. And almost everyone in your little community was completely wrong. I don't like to gloat, but I was right about Wendy Jill Adelson.
Well, at this point, she hasn't been arrested. So what will you do if she does get arrested before December?
I'll do anything you want me to do if you want to make a valid bet, but you could think about that. All right, so let's get back into Georgia questioning the one though I like, Linda Bailey.
People's lives change after divorce, certainly.
So, I may think I've got a bag of stinky garbage, but the garbage man might not think it's stinky at all. Do you get the reference?
I don't.
What is no big deal to us is a big deal to these litigants, right? You can't agree with
Perhaps.
that. You can't agree with it. Strike the question. Have you ever had people get murdered based on the issues that are going on in your family law
I've
litigation?
never had anyone murdered. I had in one instance, Middle Eastern person committed suicide just because there was a divorce, and that was shameful. So nothing was it was literally the day after the petition was filed.
And to you, divorce is not shameful, is it?
To me, divorce is not shameful.
Divorce is not a basis to commit suicide, is it?
Not according to me, but I didn't grow up in or wherever this custom or feeling.
Exactly, Ms. Bailey. To
Derived.
that person, it was a reason to commit suicide, right?
Apparently so.
The allegation is grandma is disparaging me to these kids. and I won't tolerate it, right? Couldn't that be upsetting to Grandma?
You'd have to ask Grandma. I don't know.
Exactly.
It shouldn't have been. There was no proof,
It shouldn't have been, in your opinion.
in my opinion.
But in your opinion, divorce is no reason to commit suicide, right?
True.
Gibbers, according to the evidence in this case, means Jew in boots. It's not a flattering term by that definition or by your definition of someone that speaks gibberish. Can we agree it's not a flattering term?
No, it's probably not flattering, but I've seen far, far worse.
You've seen worse.
I have.
$80,000 is a lot of money, isn't it, Miss Bailey?
Depends on who you are.
Exactly. So we'd have to ask the parties, right? Right?
Sure.
You categorized Dan Markel's pleadings in a lot of different ways: baseless, untrue, unenforceable, gibberish, nonsense, Jew in boots. Those things wouldn't amount to much in court because it's not really effective filings. Is that what you're saying? It's your opinion they weren't going to be successful.
Yes, that's my opinion.
That the things he was putting in there are inflammatory,
Right.
and they potentially could make the parties or their relatives upset to read those pleadings.
Sure, nobody wants to read those allegations, true or not, about themselves in a public record.
Case
Well,
would have been shorter if somebody had gotten murdered, wouldn't it, Miss Bailey? And if our case, we hadn't had a murder, we might have a lot more paper in our case, wouldn't we?
No, because the divorce was over in July.
Divorce was over in July, but they kept filing papers, didn't they? We don't know that. How do you know it was going to go on May 15th? Could have gotten continued for any zillion different reasons, couldn't it?
It was set for May 15th, and it was noticed for May 15th.
Set for May 15th, but at the time of Dan Markel's murder, litigation was still ongoing in this case.
It
Yes? Yes.
I think it would have been to Wendy's benefit to proceed with those hearings, because nothing makes someone stop filing nonsense pleadings and motions better than having them ordered to pay the other side's attorney's fees. So had they gone to the hearing on May 15th, he
Ms.
would have very
Judy?
likely had to pay Wendy's attorney's fees.
In New York, if you are the non-moneyed spouse, meaning that you're not earning most of the family money, you have to pay for your spouse's attorney's fees, which sucks. So if you start fighting and fighting, you're really fighting yourself, because you're paying their attorney, your wife's attorney or your husband's attorney, and their attorney's fees. So a lot of it is discouraged in theory, although that doesn't necessarily stop people. In New York, if you're going to get divorced and you make a majority of the money, you will be paying for your spouse's attorney's fees almost straight away. They sometimes have to come up with a little money, but the attorneys know that they will start billing you for it, and the court will order it. And in theory, what's that music in the background?
Oh, I'm sorry. My tiger kid has decided to practice piano. Let me shut the door. I'm sorry.
These Asians and their piano. Yeah, those you don't know about, tiger moms, Asian moms, they mandate a lot of what their grandparents and their great-grandparents do, basically play the piano, the cello, the violin. And Miss Judy somehow was able to escape her tiger mom and was able to go ice skating. A lot of times the Asians where we're from are not allowed to engage in frivolous activities like sport. So you are a very good ice skater. And I asked you privately, how did you get past King George with regard to being allowed to ice skate?
I muted it because of the piano music playing. So,
Yeah, tell that kid to keep that racket down.
but he's actually so good that his harsh Russian piano teacher is constantly praising him, and she says she wishes all her students were like him. So it makes me so proud, that
I wish all my students were Asian like you.
as opposed to Russian, I guess, because she was yelling in Russian at one of the students. I do appreciate that my parents were very generous. They were always supporting whatever hobbies we wanted to do. We love you, Finns, but Miss Linda Bailey is one rude biatch.
One with biatch.
And I'm sorry I mentioned the Bangs. The Bangs was Kristen Adamson. It's kind of hard to keep them separated because they were good friends since law school.
And all white people look alike. Judy is so prejudiced when it comes to things like that. But I noticed that too. There are no bangs on my Linda Bailey.
And I really encourage my clients in these situations to take it to hearing. So once the other side gets kind of slapped down, if you will, by the court and made to pay your fees, then they tend to back off.
But that hadn't happened yet.
It had not happened yet.
And we'll never know when that was going to happen because we never got to that point, right?
Clearly,
Because he was murdered.
clearly.
May I have a moment to confer, Judge?
Go ahead.
Yo, 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 what up, Miss Judy? Thank you for stop for a doing this
second?
interview. How did...
What?
Now, I didn't tell you, but I was able to find a man by the name... I forgot his name. We'll get into it. But a man by the name... It's not LaCoya. It's not Tyrone.
What?
Yeah, well, anyway, I
Oh,
found
okay.
someone from
So
your
you made-
past.
You made some AI video of my old classmate, Tyab.
Tyab, right. Sorry,
A
Tyab.
name.
And actually, Tyab and I, because we're both African, we addressed the weird names some of our parents give us. So here's the interview. This is the guy that you were in love with when you were younger, and he's going to explain to us exactly what happened. Remember, he's a black kid who's very nerdy. Judy, of course, was very nerdy too. She skipped a grade.
And took advanced classes. That's why he and I were in AP Calculus. And
Yeah, he told me that he was the only black kid in the class.
no, he wasn't. We had plenty of African Americans at my school. Will you stop lying?
How do you pronounce your name?
Pronounced Tay-Yab. You're part African, Vince. You know how it be.
As a fellow African, I know our families can make up some crazy names, so I just wanted to make sure I got it right. Good luck doing this interview, brother. I really appreciate you doing it. Do you remember this Asian broad, Miss Judy, from high school?
What it is, Vince? Yo, yo, yo. Yes?
And this has nothing to do with our skin color. I trust you, but I just want to make sure, what was her AOL screen name back then?
I think it was Me Love You Long Time. Yes, Me Love You Long Time.
Wait a second.
AOL.
They didn't
He's
even
right.
have. They didn't even have AOL back then. Okay, that's how long ago this was. And plus, he didn't talk like that either. How stereotypical having this African American guy saying "yo, yo, yo" and "what up."
That's the way he spoke in the interview. Him and I...
Stop stereotyping. He didn't look anything like this guy. Okay.
Now you haven't seen him. He told me you haven't seen him in 25 years. He went to Harvard. He's here in Manhattan, as you can see in the background there. I only had him for a few minutes. The guy's a big shot in the finance world.
Is he?
And how do you pronounce his first name again?
Tyab.
Tyab. Yeah, Tyab. He's definitely not Caribbean. But I like Tyab. He's a good guy. And he remembers you. And he remembered your AOL screen name.
Yeah, whatever. Okay. A bunch of lies.
Calm.
That's right. In high school, did you want to date Miss Judy?
Yes?
Why didn't you date her?
Her dad, George, said Miss Judy could not date black men.
Brother, I know you're a Harvard grad. You're a busy guy. Do you have a message for Miss Judy that I can convey to her?
Tell that fine ass Miss Judy, I want some Chinese takeout tonight.
Good looking, cuz. Thanks for doing the interview. Is there any last thing you want to say to Miss Judy?
Tell that Miss Judy, I would love to get some sweet Oriental takeout with her anytime.
Say word.
Yo, 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 yo. Peace out. Vince, thanks for having me on your show.
Miss Judy, you are a...
Oh my God. Oh, I'm crying. Oh, I have real tears. Unlike Donna. Oh. That really did not sound like that at all. What the hell? I mean, how stereotypical. I mean, do you think
I don't know what your problem is. You white people don't understand how us blacks talk behind your back.
he does not talk like that? I mean, he went to Harvard. He also has a MBA from Syracuse.
Yeah, he told me because him and I went to Syracuse Law School and we were rapping about that earlier.
You were rapping about it and doing some step dancing too.
No. When we say rap, we don't mean we're actually doing rap music. We're just talking. That's how us brothers say talk.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to say other than he looks nothing like that. He does not sound like that. He was really Nice guy.
I don't understand why you don't believe that I can get to every single one of your lovers. So he did say that King George, your dad, refused to allow you to date black guys, and he was right about that.
Well, my dad never actually said that, but I think that he probably would have been upset. So,
Yo, he's a great guy. I'm impressed with the product that your high school put out. He went to Harvard. He got his MBA from Syracuse, like you said. He's got a nice office here in Manhattan. I appreciate Talib for giving me that interview today.
it's not Talib, it's Tayeb. See, you can't even, and I also take offense to you in the previous shows just referring to him as that black kid. I mean, that's kind of offensive.
It's offensive to people
You
not
should've
in
just
my black
boiled
community.
Boiled them down to their race. Like, how would you like being called that Italian boy? Okay, I'll tell
right.
you.
And I'll see you back Tuesday.
And for not being too offensive. So,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
okay, take care, guys.
Judy, there's one thing I warn people about every single time we meet. Do you know what that is?
You don't fuck with Donna Adelson. This is the life.
Oh, absolutely.
This is delicious.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.